Hello everyone, I'm Joe Skarupa, Group Editor-in-Chief of RIS News. Welcome to the Differentiator series, where RIS News speaks with leading retail executives that are having a big impact in the marketplace. Recently, while in Orlando, I had a chance to speak with Scott Zucker, Vice President of Merchandise Operations for discount chain Family Dollar. We spoke about the importance of achieving incremental gains in merchandising that deliver big results. Here's what Scott had to say. I'm here today with Scott Zucker of Family Dollar, and we're going to be talking about a really complex merchandising makeover. You know, Scott, Family Dollar grew to be an extremely large chain. It's a large chain today, but back in around 2005 or 2006, it had reached the 5,000 store level with a one-size-fits-all philosophy. At that point, the company realized if it was going to grow larger and raise the bar, it had to actually have the ability to do more differentiation than the merchandising system could actually do at that time. What was the mission and the drivers behind making that massive project come alive?
Well, we really wanted to transform the company from this one-size-fits-all approach, as you mentioned, to really a customer-centric organization, and to do that we really felt like we needed to invest in the infrastructure to help support additional growth. Our store growth had started to decline, and we needed to really drive organic growth, and the best way to do that obviously is to become more relevant to our customers. And so we looked at a lot of different solutions in terms of how do we accomplish that. We felt like it was really needed to be a three-pronged approach, which was looking at the organization and how do we want to go to market, looking at all the business processes of how we work together as a group, and then the technology component. And really the technology component was really the lagging piece of the puzzle. And so we worked together with our third-party providers and came up with a strategy, a three-year strategy, to get us really, to really try and leapfrog the competition. We already felt like we were behind a little bit in terms of our maturity in certain capabilities. And so we really put a very aggressive timeline together. We had an incredible commitment from the leadership team, and we started on this journey towards kind of remaking Family Dollar into a truly kind of customer-centric company.
Scott, I understand a big important element of your new merchandising makeover was the ability to do localized assortments. And I have to admit, I'm really curious as to how you're able to do tailored assortments for a store-wide chain that includes 6,000 stores. So please tell us how you're doing that and what are the elements that go into making that happen?
Well, before we started on the process of defining kind of what localized assortment, we kind of stepped back and said, how do we balance some of the strengths of the company, which is our low-cost leadership. So a lot of retailers have gotten into trouble by creating very unique assortments, but they can't manage the costs. So their supply chain costs, their IT costs, the complexity. So we really tried to manage that complexity so that as we're developing this solution, it's something that can be scalable, it's something that can be deployed, adopted easily. And so as we embarked on this process, we sat back and said, and looked at our customer. I mean, it always starts with our customer. And what are those customer attributes that really drives demand? And we went through all of the different customer demographics and really kind of singled out three key attributes that we felt drove the disproportionate amount of demand. And we used those then to start to cluster our stores. And certainly it's a challenge when you have 6,000 stores spread across 44 states. We really run the gamut in terms of income, ethnicity, urbanicity, families, everything. So it's definitely a challenging task, but we went at it very methodically, and we piloted some of our approaches, and the results were very positive. And those results were really kind of created the momentum to move it faster. And now we've gotten to the point where the merchants are really asking to get on and start to do clustering because they've seen the advantage. They've seen their peers drive better results as a result of the clustering.
Scott, we've been talking about a very large merchandising system makeover here, and now that elements of the merchandising system are in place and you're able to use it, I'm wondering what kind of results are you seeing, and how are you going to term this project a success?
Well, with the technology that we deployed, we did it in kind of a pilot process. We did not want to go and deploy that across the organization. Certainly when you're dealing with $7 billion of sales and 6,000 plus stores, there's a lot of risk involved. So we really took it very slowly and made sure that we were able to win the hearts and the minds of the merchants. At the end of the day, if they don't adopt the technology and the process, it's not going to be successful. So we really kind of tried to roll it out very slowly. We picked some of the categories that we felt had the highest potential for success in terms of clustering. And so we rolled those categories out, and the results that came back were very, very positive. All the key metrics that we really kind of measured success on, performed well, and so we continued to kind of roll it out. We got to the point, though, that the results spoke for themselves. We had the merchants, the planners, everyone wanted to have that capability because they knew that there were demand differences in their assortments that they could not capitalize on and monetize. And so they were asking for and we get to a solution, when you get to the point where people are asking and wanting your solution, that's really when you can say that's success.
Thanks for that great insight, Scott. Your merchandising makeover is certainly having a big impact on the Family Dollar financial reports. Well, that wraps up our video for today. If you're interested in other videos in this series, please go to www.risnews.com/differentiator. Thanks everyone for joining us today, and please come back again soon.